10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All systems go.
You're listening to Sudbury News Talk.
I want to show you something.
Stand by.
On the morning shift.
Anything
Could happen.
Sudbury News Talk on the morning shift.
Hey everyone, good morning. Welcome to Sudbury News Talk on the morning shift. I'm AJ Walsh, glad to be here with you. Thankful that we have technology, laptops, software that works and doesn't work some days and keeps my brain having to just wake up really early in the morning and deal with like the most obscure, weird situations on the fly, nonetheless. So welcome to the miracle that is Sudbury News Talk. Comes at you live each and every weekday morning on CKLU 96.7 FM between 7:30 and 8:30 in the morning. Also streaming live at cklu.ca on the internet. You just click on the Radio Player Canada app. You can stream us, download it, and you can take us with you and listen to us anywhere, anytime on your favorite device. Also, we are coming at you live streaming at facebook.com/Sudbury News, youtube.com/Sudbury News. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and follow the channel, the page. And we're also found on demand on those two platforms, along with twitter.com/Sudbury News, now X, and Sudbury.news, which is our local news aggregator, which is a website. You go to Sudbury.news and you can get CBC, CTV, Sudbury.com, Sudbury Star, all located in one convenient location. An answer to the federal government's policy that makes it impossible now to have news on or share news on the most widely used platform, social media platform in the world, which is Facebook. And also Instagram. Most communist countries in the world are able to have a news page on Facebook, but we cannot in Canada. Just goes to show you something. You could kind of think about that one yourself. And anyways, so make sure to like, share, subscribe, follow the channel, the page, all those things, all our social medias. Mainly comment on Facebook, YouTube, the live, so we can do our best to read your comments for those listening, get them up on the screen for those watching, whether it is live or on demand. You can catch us on these platforms. Grateful to be here on CKLU. While you're at cklu.ca, make sure to purchase some of the merch that's there. It helps to keep the lights on and the airwaves open. And now more than ever, we do need your support. We've always needed your support, but it's hugely important now more than ever. It just is what it is to help support your campus and community radio station, CKLU. We'll be back with some weather, news headlines, your comments. We have a Nick Gervais waiting in the green room to come on again today, as promised. She promised us on Friday. She's delivered. She's here. So I know a lot of people are happy. So we'll be back right after the weather. Stay tuned. The weather's going to be interesting as usual. We live in Northern Ontario, so you never know what you're going to get. And today is much of the same. So stay tuned. We'll be back right after this. And Sudbury weather brought to you by SudburyWeather.ca. As usual, currently it is -1, but it feels like -7. There's some freezing fog. There's that word again. I know I pointed it out last year, freezing fog. Anyways, today, periods of drizzle changing to periods of rain or drizzle this afternoon. Risk of freezing drizzle early this morning. Fog patch is dissipating in the morning. And the high will be +3 today. Yes, +3. After a few very, very cold days, we now have a high of +3. Tonight, periods of rain or drizzle, fog patches dissipating overnight, and the wind will be gusting to 40, so still mild wind overnight, and the low will be -1 tonight. Thursday, periods of light snow ending in the morning, so I guess we're getting into the snow by tomorrow. Periods of light snow ending in the morning, then cloudy, with a 40% chance of flurries. Temperature steady near 0. Wind chill -8 in the morning. So again, right, these temperatures are just, you never know what you're going to get, especially this time of year. So again, tomorrow, with 40% chance of flurries, 60% chance of flurries on Wednesday with a high of -1. Then back to some rather normal winter temperatures on Thursday, December 19th. It will be -12 and cloudy. Then Friday, -9 with a 60% chance of flurries. -15 on Saturday with a 40% chance of flurries. And then sunny on Sunday with a high of 11. I'll believe it when I see it. There's your satellite taken as of 4:30 a.m. this morning. A lot of clouds out there. And that's all I got to tell you. That's your Sudbury weather, brought to you by SudburyWeather.ca. We'll be back with a Nick Gervais. News headlines, your comments, more right after this. Stay tuned. And as promised, I got a Nick here. And okay. Yes, so we can hear when your mic is moving around.
I know.
You got a nice pinky. Is it pink or is it pink, right? Pink mic
It's
cover?
pink.
Yeah.
Because usually
Nice.
I'm wearing black and you can't see your microphone. And I find it just looks cooler when you can see your microphone.
Yeah, and it goes with your light behind you there, the believing you belong here one. And yeah, I think it looks good.
Today I'm wearing pink. Thank you.
Yeah. And I like the contrast. Light pink mic cover and darker pink shirt. Yeah. You're all fashion, like accessoried.
It's just the glasses because I was too lazy to put my contacts on today.
Why? What is it? Your glasses still go with everything, don't they?
Well, yeah, I know, but I wouldn't.
They add. It's a fashion accessory. It goes
all right.
along.
Okay. I'll take it.
The more fashion, the better, right? So
I'm putting my stickers. So at Independent, Aaron, they have this. You could collect and save big and get some free.
Not free. You get a discount.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. You get a discount. 75% off discount for some cookware.
Yeah.
And
every time all the rage. It's all the rage. People love it.
It's true. And a lot of people do the app, but I'm like old school and I want the sticker. I want the paper version. And I was just putting my stickers because I've just been putting all my stickers in a little pocket. And today I'm like, you know what, Nick? Let's see where you're at. Every time I'm in the lineup, well, not every time, but almost every time, the person in front of me does not collect the stickers. So I'm
That's
like, hey.
me too. That's me. I'm like, I don't collect them. And I go there almost every day.
Well, so if I was behind you, I'd be like, but I collect them. And then you would give me the sticker. So I get double whammy every time.
Oh, great.
Every time.
You should just go there, like during the day,
out.
stand at the end of the cashier's thing and just say, I collect the stickers.
That's a good idea. I should do that. And I'll probably get lots of cookware at 75% off. Ooh, look, I found more stickers. So here's the thing. I was thinking about that. Imagine being shy. I find like life would just suck if you're shy.
Well, you wouldn't have as many benefits possibly, for sure, or many opportunities or doorways.
And I've never been shy. And I know people who are shy and I'm like, man, like life moves slowlier for you.
Slowlier
for me, like if I'm at work and my boss is like, oh, wow, someone else did this. This is great. I'm like, no, I did this. I did all of this, where shy people would be like, wouldn't want contention and, or wouldn't want to speak up. So I feel bad for those people.
For sure. And for the, just to I guess, put one in for the shy people is, I don't know. I guess I'm a little shy and I'm not at the same time. I think I could be both when it comes to
it. There's sometimes I'm shy, like if I have to speak in front of people, I get nervous. Well, that's different than being shy, actually.
Yeah, and there's things to not saying certain things. Like I'll never forget. Just at work one time, I came up with this idea for something, and the boss really thought it was great. And I know I involved someone else at work with it. I said, "Hey, let's do this," and the boss was like really impressed. And the boss said to my coworker, "Was this your idea?" And my coworker said, "Yes."
No.
Yeah, with me there too, and everything. And I just said nothing. Because I just said, you know
Wow.
what? I'm letting this go. I'm not like, what am I going to do? Say, it was your idea in
No,
front of the
yeah, I'd be
boss?
like,
You know?
sorry, no, it was actually my idea. Hey,
No,
Ronnie,
no, no.
sorry, that was my idea.
I just
Well, good for you.
chalked that one up for let that person's kind of conscience do its
You're
thing
bigger than
and
me.
let them standing right beside me saying, yes, it was my idea. But I'll do that. And that's happened more than once for more things than just that.
That's what they say. There's a statistic. They did a survey or did some research, and people who are not shy move up the ranks faster than people who are shy. That makes complete sense because
Yeah.
they will remind everyone who's doing this work.
Yeah.
Or
No,
shy
for
people
sure.
just won't share their opinion and won't share anything, even though that shy person at lunch might have given you that idea.
Yep. And
So
I don't know, in a work dynamic or a friend dynamic, it's similar. I just kind of, I I just chalk it up for, okay, I just learned something about that person now, like a deep thing. And I'm just
probably.
going to let certain things kind of be. And I don't want to be that person that's like, no, it was my idea,
Yeah.
and then it's
Oh,
just,
I'm that
if they want
person.
to do that, it's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And again, I'm in my life, I'm doing an experiment. I'm just like this, a life scientist in a way where I'm
Analyzing all
analyzing.
behaviors.
That's right. And I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, that's interesting. Why did that person do that?
Right.
What are they missing in their life that they felt they had to have that acclamation when it really wasn't theirs? And I'm standing right there too, and they know.
Right.
It's like, wow, what kind of a person does it take to do that? But anyways, it's interesting. It takes all kinds, and with that, all
Yep.
kinds, we got a lot of great people on here who would never do that to somebody. I know that. And Nana's joining us first on YouTube. Blessings to all. Good morning, Nana, and Nancy as well. Nana and Nancy, good morning with a Christmas tree. Denise, good morning, everyone. And um, Denise as well. Drones are not our friends for sure. We were talking about those last night at a Nick's place and
Yeah, we
some of the
were.
reasons why they might be there. Maybe we'll talk about it today. Who knows? We don't want to create a stir or anything or get people all excited for no reason. A former deputy superintendent at the Office of the Superintendent of Financial Institutions, I can't believe I just read that correctly, has warned that Canada's banking industry faces emergency clouds on the horizon. Emerging clouds. See, there, I didn't read that right. Emerging clouds on the horizon. Interesting. The X's. The official suggests that the existing checks and balances may need to be adjusted to ensure sustainability in the future. Yes. All kinds of uncertainty going on. Financially, one in Canada, because we're looking at Donald Trump's threat to put on the 25% tariffs on everything. So we're like, what are we going to do?
Yeah,
And
I know.
so they're coming out with their financial plan today. The feds are, and in there, they're going to have some very expensive measures to counter Donald Trump's threats, and that's all they are at this time. They aren't a real thing. But now,
I love
Denise,
I love I love the people who watch this show because it's just like
so
what
many
Nick
good
says.
things, eh?
Are you all aware of the fake alien invasion? A lot of people are just waiting for the aliens, where there's the other crowd that's like, it's a fake alien invasion.
Well, this particular one, and I know people are kind of, and it's part of the whole. People are ready for aliens. I know that
Yeah,
already. They're ready. They kind of want aliens. It's been
yeah.
in our movies for I don't know how long, and the subject, this, that, and the other, and you just feel it. Governments are talking about it now. Mainstream news is talking about aliens. We
Yeah.
can feel it happening. But if you look up something called Project Bluebeam, it's been in the works for quite some time to have a fake alien invasion, something like War of the Worlds, which you may or may not be familiar with. Nick, War of the Worlds. It was a movie with Tom Cruise recently enough, but it was a remake.
Okay. Yeah.
It's where aliens planted their, I don't know, something in the ground, and they were there for years. They were dormant, and then all of a sudden they just all came out of the ground. And there were these big machines with these long legs, and they made this sound. So I don't know if you've seen the movie with Tom Cruise, War of the
No.
Worlds. Okay, anyways. But it was a take on Orson Welles back in the whatever 30s, possibly. I forget the decade. But anyways, it was like an experiment, a social experiment on society to see. It was a show on the radio before TV. Everyone would huddle around their radio,
Wow.
listen to the news. But this was a show that sounded like a news broadcast, and it said, "Oh, this just in, we are facing
But did people know at the time it was a show?
no,
Whoa.
no, it was done in the form of news, but it was just
Right.
a fictitious thing that we were being attacked by aliens, and they're saying
was
Washington D.C. right now is under attack, and this that, and it was a news reporter talking, and everyone thought it was real because they weren't suspecting this. There was nothing of this kind before.
Right.
Everyone was just like, whatever's on the radio is real.
Well, at the
Nothing
time,
like
too.
today. Nothing
Right,
like
you
today. Nothing
believed
like
was-
people then believed everything they heard on the news. Not like
Right.
today. Not like today. People don't believe everything they hear on the news
It's
today.
true. Well, not everybody. There are a group of people that don't believe what they hear, but there is a big group that do hear.
There's a huge
Hey.
group that do, and
Yeah.
it's amazing. If it's talked about on the
I know.
news, then it's real. If it's not,
I
then
know.
they don't believe it or something.
Yeah.
So anyways, so War of the Worlds. So that was an alien attack, but this Project Bluebeam is going to be an actual, like a government thing where they have a fake alien attack for whatever reason. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
So it's worth looking up. Judy, good morning to you. Thanks for being on. I'm just trying to give some morning shout outs here for Monique. Monique, good morning. Sudbury, smiley emoji. Pat, good morning. Y'all, smiley emoji. Liette, good morning. Smiley emoji from Collingwood. Hope you're having a great morning. Along with Vin, along with Rick. Good morning, everyone. Peace signs. Monique says Grand Rising, heart emoji. Andrew, good morning to you. Penny, good morning. Thanks for being on. And Belinda, here's her positive statement of the day. We usually get this, and we're grateful for it. Good morning. Power, when invested in the wrong hands of villains or fools, generally is the source of tyranny. If you can abuse your power, you have too much. So I guess we have too much power in Canada then, as we've seen over the last few years. If the government has power to just freeze citizens' bank accounts, take away their rights upon whatever, turn of a dime, then, wow, they must have too much power. So there you go. Great quote. And Mike is joining us here. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Mike. And Belinda, good morning. And Nick. So we're going to have a bunch of
Good morning.
Good morning, Nick's. Good morning, Nick. And yes, we're feeling the love here. Everyone loves a Nick. So good morning, Sudbury Patriots. Love the specs, Nick. That's Brian
Ooh,
Poulin.
thank you.
And Grand Rising, that's okay, from Monique. And David, good morning, exclamation point. Man, you have been on very consistently, very faithfully.
That's my girl right there. Karim.
Hey, Karin.
That's my girl.
Good morning, ma belle, Annick Gervais.
Oui.
Oui.
Très bien, Aaron. Très bien. So I started drinking, guys. This is something I recommend you guys doing. So at night when you go to bed, your body is detoxifying. So the first thing you should drink is just a glass of water with some lemon juice. So I started doing that, Aaron.
Yeah.
And I can feel a difference.
You look different.
Don't I look fresher?
You sound different.
Yeah.
You are
And I had
different.
yes. So I am definitely different. Anyway,
from
so that's
the lemon water in the morning.
the lemon water.
It's a
And it doesn't
game
have to be
changer.
warm water. It could just be, this is just regular
Room temperature.
room temperature water.
Yeah. Which is the best way to consume a beverage is room temperature. Your stomach will appreciate it because it's not shocked by hot or cold. It really appreciates room temperature beverages.
It's true. And also about this whole alien thing, there was a guy who was researching a lot of it, and his commander was telling him to stop researching it. And he said, "Why?" He's like, "It's actually demons. They're demons. They come up
Aliens.
looking like aliens, but they're not aliens from a different galaxy. It's demons coming from a different dimension." So even aliens itself, where, I would think that aliens exist. Of course, there would be other beings in other planets. That would make sense, as if we're the only ones. But
Yeah.
what are coming here are not actual aliens. And if you look in the Bible, there is history about demons having technology, and they had this grand technology. So when you learn a little bit more about history, you could see that this has actually happened before. So it's very interesting.
And we're going to see that everything we've ever known or everything we've thought of or our whole life is going to be flipped. We're going to be going into a time right now where you won't know whether you're coming or going if you don't have a strong foundation, being grounded in reality, let's call it, because we won't know what reality is.
Yeah, you can't discern.
No.
You're watching a video and you don't know if it's AI or not. That's going to start
Mhm.
happening. But there's something inside of you, like we're all connected to something greater than ourselves, and that source can help you discover truth, between truth and error.
And
that's something that's a muscle we have to keep building, Aaron. It's not just something that comes.
And it's going to be the confusing thing because people will feel they're connected to some higher thing, but it might be what the
I've had that
signals going through
experience.
the air or something, like they're
Yes.
connected to something. They think it's
And it's
what
like,
they think
it's
it is.
healing me and it's doing
Yeah.
all this great things for me.
Mhm,
I've
mhm.
had an experience, Aaron, where I thought I heard, a message from the divine, and it was actually the complete opposite.
Right? That's what I mean.
And I've
So-
never had that experience before. It freaked me out. I thought it was this great message. It was this great thing. I was doing this great thing. And really, in the end, it was a horrible thing. And it came from the demonic. And it's just like, if we don't believe in this, that to me is mind blowing, because of course there's more to this whole world.
See, people are spiritually starved right now. They just are because they've been malnourished from spirituality, like true
Nobody talks
spirituality.
about it.
Exactly, for so long that now it can be used as a weapon.
Oh, you're a weirdo.
Here's spirituality for you, like a
Right.
buffet of spirituality, and you're starving, and you're just getting it, and you're just believing it, and whatever's given to you. So if it comes from aliens, they're going to come with all this secret knowledge of this is really who you are and all this stuff, and this is who you're supposed to worship. Here's a new religion. We're starved for that kind of stuff. And if the news is saying it, and media, and they're pushing it, and the government is on board, and everybody is, that's the new thing. And we've seen what happens when the masses get together and decide something just the last 4 years, what could happen, whether it's true or not. Everyone, you're an outsider if you don't go along with it. So you just go along with it, and you don't even think. You're like, oh, everyone's doing it. So, Jerome, just want to check in here. Good morning. Fine Sudbury citizens. How y'all feeling? Well, we're feeling pretty good. And we are having a chat about aliens this morning on the show. So if you don't know what we're talking about, we are talking about aliens. We talk about anything and everything on the show. As you know, if you've watched the show for any period of time, which people that are on have. If you're new, we don't always talk about aliens. This isn't an alien show by any means. But Disabled Kane here, just want to say good morning to you. You have done it as well. However, most of you unknowingly, we all have. So I don't know what comment that's from because we've just been speaking of things. but I can only guess at this point. But good morning. Um, just trying to get some comments up on the screen here as we are talking about aliens and the idea of these drones in New Jersey that people are seeing in the skies. And the government is saying, don't worry, they're just planes. They're just planes. And there's nothing weird about it. But we see the video. In the video, obviously, they're not planes. They're hovering just feet above people's heads, 1,200 feet or whatever. And size of SUVs. And they're drones. That's what they are. They can hear the sound of the drone, a sound a drone makes as they're flying over their heads. So nobody's exactly. Nobody's giving clear information on it. Nobody's acknowledging anything. All the Pentagon, all of the government officials. And what we heard an interesting, I guess I don't want to say a rumor, but someone said they had a source that said these are radiation detecting drones that are from the U.S. government because they've heard of a threat, a nuclear threat from some outside source, possibly Russia. I don't even want to say what country or what, but they're saying it was in 1949 that War of the Worlds from Orson Welles. Thank you very much for that, Marvin. We really appreciate it, and I hope you're having a good morning. Yeah, I just don't know some of the dates sometimes on things. Never knew we were going to be discussing this, so I didn't do any research at the time. So Brian's just sharing a link here. So yeah, so that's one of the rumors of this, of all these drones, is that sure, people are thinking there could be some kind of alien thing, but they're basically the U.S. government on some type of intel that there could be some type of nuclear attack or terrorist situation. So we're not sure.
From my, I guess what I want to say is I just don't believe anything they say.
That's true. How could you can?
So I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not going to worry about all of that. But I could see why people would freak out, and I could see if it's true, and it could happen. Aaron, that could be what they want. World War III. You look into other perspective. They wanted World War I. They wanted World War II. So they're gonna need to do something to have World War III. Is it gonna happen? I don't know. I'm sure they want it. So people are probably gonna die.
Arguably, it's already started. World War III. Ukraine, Russia. You have U.S. artillery being used to bomb Russia. So the U.S. is allowing their technology to, to blow up parts of Russia. That's not good. No. And Pierrette, good morning to you. Thanks for being on. Pierrette's interesting because when she types, it's all capitals. It's almost like, Pierrette, are you yelling at me through texting or yelling at somebody? It's, that's just kind of like what's the message it sent when we text in capital letters. But yes, definitely get the point across for sure. The Pope is playing with ancient tools. Yeah, there's definitely some truth in that. So we don't know what to make about these drones. No one's really saying anything. There's rumors and there's speculation. And that's what happens when there's nothing clear being given from official sources, which they're there to represent the country. And in this case, it's the United States, but it's also people of the world wondering what the heck's going on. And they're not giving any clear indication of what's going on. But now what we do have that's clear, and it was a surprising breaking news. So do I have my breaking news thing on here? I do. Oh, no, that's the question of the day. A breaking news coming right up here. There we go. Breaking news. It's official because I have a text icon at the top of the video here. Canada Post workers will be back on the job tomorrow morning. This just in.
Oh, yay!
Sudbury.com reporting operations at Canada Post will resume at 8 a.m. local time on December 17th. The company said late Sunday night after Canada Industrial Relations Board ordered the return to work. Breaking
Yay.
news.
So good. It's going to be like, all our boxes are going to be so full.
Well, Santa's going to be happy for sure.
Yeah.
Because he's not able to deliver everything these days on his sleigh. Like he has to
Right.
use
And
Canada
he didn't get the
Post
letters.
sometimes.
He probably didn't even get the letters from the children.
Well, see, this is the thing. This is what I thought was going to be the big story today was that Canada Post has a special service, even though they're on strike, to deliver Santa's letters. So you can drop them off at the Canada Post on LaSalle. But now that's not needed because the regular postal service is working and Santa's letters will get through no matter what.
Good.
Because they've been ordered back to work. But
Good.
what does this mean? It's December 17th for crying out loud.
I know.
Like what? 7 days, 8 days
Yeah.
before Christmas. They're not delivering anything on Christmas. Are they even delivering anything on Christmas Eve?
Yeah.
They are? Okay.
They're open
Tuesday?
on the 24th.
So they got a week. Tuesday to Tuesday
Yeah.
to deliver before Christmas.
I don't know. I don't understand. I obviously, my opinion is arrogant because I don't really know much of why, but I feel like every time they have they can negotiate a new contract, they just want more money. And like Canada Post getting so expensive in a weird way, I kind of hope it gets sold to a different company so that I don't know. I spent a lot of money at Canada Post and they have threatened to not mail my Scentsy stuff because of fragrance. And I'm like, dude, this is my full-time job. And I send samples in the mail. Well, we have a no fragrance policy here. So it's really affecting us. And I'm like, dude, deal with it. Like find someone else that doesn't have a fragrance allergy. But this is my livelihood. I'm a single mom and this is what I do for a living. It's drove me crazy.
That is interesting because I know people do have, sensitivities towards senses. Scents.
This is not a thing in the States, by the way. Nobody seems to have a fragrance problem. I get it. Some people, there was someone that came around me and it was really strong and I even stepped away. But
for sure,
for someone to just change all the rules because of that instance or because of that person, I don't know. It's just like Karen, the squeaky wheel always gets heard.
Well, that was a story today. Businesses losing hundreds of thousands of dollars through the Canada Post strike because a lot of their business was done. And some of their clientele were Americans who paid them by check. So they would send their checks in the mail. I guess his clientele must be a lot of seniors in the United States for some reason. But hey, that's his clientele. That's his target. And it lost hundreds of thousands of dollars just because of the Canada Post strike. Now, on top of this whole GST holiday thing is also another kind of attack on small business. You could almost think it's a thing that's done on purpose against small businesses, as we saw. That's weird. So I just got an email into my Sudbury News from I subscribe to a few different news organizations, and this one's Natural News. And guess what the headline is?
About fragrance.
Project Bluebeam.
Oh,
Are we being set up for?
That's funny.
For one world government. That's their headline. But anyways, that's what we were talking about previously.
Yep.
So CBC talking about this GST holiday. Well, the local CBC, because I know their leanings are very left in terms of where they stand and whatever. So one of the items that are GST exempt are hardcover, like books, not digital books, but books that you hold in your hand and you read, real books. So guess who they go to find out how small businesses are being affected by this GST holiday, the CBC reporter. They want to find out if it's really affecting businesses in a bad way. They went to Bay's Used Books and said, "Is this GST holiday affecting you in a bad way?" Every single book they have in their place is GST exempt now.
Right.
That business obviously is a very rare thing. Who has a business where they just sell hardcover books or like material books, tangible books? They're the only, and used for that matter. So if you're gonna buy a used book, this is your time. No GST on it, and they don't have to worry about that much programming their point of sale because they just say no GST on everything. So it's easy for them. They're going to make lots of money because the only thing they sell is exempt.
Right.
And it's easy for them. So yeah, oh no, the thing they say, oh, this is good for us, you know. So this is CBC's like hard journalism reporting, you know. And then they find another business where they're like, well, it is going to be a pain in the butt, but we'll make it through. But they don't go to any businesses that say, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life, which there's lots of them, but they don't find any of those somehow in their journalism. It's like, what? Yeah, so here it is. Julie Hayes, assistant manager of Bay's Used Books, says they're excited for the tax holiday.
Oh.
As it could encourage people to buy an extra book or two. Well, of course. And we have a computerized point of sale, and we have one tax key that we use. And 99% of the products we sell only have GST on them. Exactly. So it's easy for them. It's just never ceases to amaze me. And then some other business, vintage games ensue. So we know that game consoles are also one of the things that are exempt. So they go to these businesses that by and large their products are exempt. They don't go to other businesses where they have half and half and they got millions of products and it's going to be like crazy for them. And I think
I wonder for Chapters because they sell a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But they're huge too, right? Like they're a big company and they have a bunch of people working that they can just say, hey, take care of this. It's not some, mom and pop where they do everything in the business and now they got to do that on top of everything.
What's sad is that I can't really think of that many local stores that are selling books or toys that aren't a big store, which is sad because that means they've already eliminated most of them.
Oh, for sure. Definitely. No, it is sad. Small business is sad to begin with, the state of it, and it is the backbone of our economy in our country to begin with. And it just feels with the whole pandemic thing that we went through, like whose stores were told that they weren't essential? You know what I mean? Mom and pop stores had to close.
Yeah.
And they made it.
Or you get these fines.
Yeah, exactly. But not Walmart, not Costco, not Canadian Tire, not Amazon.
No.
Amazon made a killing during that time. All these businesses that could just offer online things, right? So an attack on small business. And then they said, well, we're going to help you. We're going to give you a loan, but you don't have to pay back most of it. You can keep 40%? What was it? How did that work?
Well, no, they gave you 40,000. You get to keep 10.
So you had to give back 30,000.
Yeah.
It's a great deal.
Yeah.
Right? It's a great deal. But what happened when the time came that we needed to owe that 30,000 back?
Well, you had to get a loan. And then there's interest on that loan.
Yeah. Because they're not stupid. So these businesses are losing money left, right, and center because of the pandemic, and they then give them a loan.
Yeah.
But they say, but you can keep 10,000. So it's like if you didn't say you can keep 10,000, they'd say, well, no, I'm not taking the loan because then I'll just have to pay it back and whatever. I might as well just close up or whatever. But no, they took it because, okay, I can keep 10,000 of it. But they needed that money to operate their business, and then they spent it. And now they got to come up with 30 grand to pay the government back. Is that going to help your small businesses across the country? No. Like, who in their right
So I'm
mind
a small
thought of that?
business and I got that loan.
Yeah.
And because it's just me and I'm not like a financial guru, I'm not, and life was just chaotic. I was going through a separation at the time and I didn't even realize I spent the money, Aaron. And then they're like,
Oh,
"Hey,"
yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, where I want to
Where's
use the
our
40
money?
grand.
Yeah, we need
I
our
want to use
money
the 40
now.
grand." They're like, "Nick, you already used it." I was like, "What?" So yeah, I got stuck in a pickle and now I'm paying interest on that 30,000, which, I don't even want to look at the interest I'm paying. It's probably the value of the 10 grand. So, hey,
That's
you
what I
win some, you
mean,
lose
right?
some.
Exactly. But that wasn't fair. That wasn't good, sound, fiscal decision
No.
making. And none of that was. And we're so far in debt now because they just printed a bunch of money, gave a bunch of money away, paid people off, is what I looked at it like, bribed
Yeah. Oh,
people to
yeah.
go along with whatever it was they were doing at that time. It was a bribe. I saw
It was a
that right
bribe.
away. Just what was it? 2 weeks. Just hey, 2 weeks. That's all it's gonna be.
I know.
And it's like, so you lied right off the bat. Lied. That's what it was. Oh no, he just didn't know. He just
Well,
thought
that's
it
the
was gonna
thing
be
that
2 weeks.
I realized right
Mm-hmm.
away that something's going on because if the truth is happening, you don't have to lie to share the truth. But I was catching them in so many lies. And I'm like, okay, well, then this is all a big sham, and it's quite
Mm-hmm.
obvious. And then, I was cyberbullied and attacked
Oh, for
online,
sure.
and here I am still alive.
Yeah. And I just think it's weird that we live in a day and age when the government have so many fans, so
Yeah.
many cheerleaders for the government and big pharma. Like, when did that happen? Like, who are you to say that Pfizer, has anything but great intentions and love people and want them to be healthy?
I
These
know.
huge multi corporations, all these left people that used to, be in the VW bus, and would protest the Vietnam War and protest the government and whatever. They're
Where
the
are they?
government's greatest fans now. They
I
just,
know.
anything you say to the government, they're like, how dare you speak ill of the government or any
It's
big multinational corporation?
Yeah, no, it
It's
is
like,
mind-blowing.
huh? What's going on? My brain is kind of melting. I don't understand. This doesn't make any sense
And it's
whatsoever.
people I didn't expect either. I'm like, "Dude, we were all on the same team. Like, why are
I
we
know.
trusting the government?"
Yeah, because they're afraid.
Yes, it was
Because they
fear.
were afraid of the
Yeah,
unknown.
yeah,
And the government knew that, and it's a tactic, and they're
yep.
well aware of what fear can do to people. And I got a video I'm going to be playing tomorrow just on that alone. It's on activism and how they play on people's fears,
Mm.
activists. And it's an industry, and it makes a lot of money. So if
Oh,
you are a climate change activist or LGBTQ plus activist or whatever, it kind of pulls back the curtain and shows, wait a minute here. It's not about the cause. It's about your pocketbook, and it's about your career. And if you don't go out and spew all this fear that the world's going to end in 10 years or 15 years or whatever it is, or whatever cause people are, going to die because of if you don't do something now and give me your money so I can do something about it. They use fear on people so that way they can have a career, the career of fear.
mm.
And
There's
when
a lot
they,
of it.
no, yeah. And then when they get their cause, like hey, let's save the local library. I'm just going to use a local thing. And they get a committee together and they fundraise and, oh, you know what? I need to do this full time because this library really needs to be here. And then now they're getting, an income they're able to support their family on and everything because they're the leader of Save the Library. And then the library's saved. Well, now what are they going to do? They don't have a
Well,
job anymore.
yep.
So they got to then pivot and go, okay, let's, what are we going to save now? We got to save something. And they just then create things out of thin
Yeah.
air in some cases. So that way they can have a career. And they're in that industry. They're the head of this activist group or the head of that activist group. And it's an epidemic actually.
Wow.
But they use fear. They use fear.
Interesting.
Yep. And then they get government support on it because government likes people that are in fear too because they can get their way as well. And
Yep.
certain corporations that make money off people who are in fear love that as well. So it kind of now they have this group that gets together and they have a campaign of fear where they all benefit from it. But it's all kind of they're exploiting you to do this.
Yeah, I love what I think my Nick shared, that when the truth is against the law,
Mm-hmm.
it's just interesting because that's what's going on, like
Yeah, no, for sure. And that brings society to an interesting place, right? When you know your gut feeling, something's right and true, but you're going to break the law if you live it. That is an interesting point in time to be in any country. And we've seen it throughout history in other countries throughout time where there were people who knew that the regime or whatever that was taking over their country, that controlled their country, they were wrong. And a lot of people lost their lives throughout history in that situation. And when we got a little taste of it in the last 4 years or so.
I'm just waiting for what's the next thing. Like what's happening? I'm just waiting for the next thing.
Yeah, well, Bill Gates promised us that there will be, for sure, another thing. Now, whether this one came from a bat, and but
like a
the
pandemic?
next one might come from a monkey. He says,
Yeah, it's true. But I am afraid of the next one because in the Bible, and I know a lot of people don't read the Bible, but in the Bible it says that there will be a fake one and there will be a real one.
Really?
So
I wasn't aware of that. Okay.
Really?
Nope. You'd have to show that to me.
That's what I heard. So maybe I'm making this stuff up then. But you have to be careful of I feel like we've had this conversation before.
Now, I don't know. There's speculation. I've never read that anywhere in any scriptures or anything,
right.
but I've
Maybe I made
heard
that up, guys. Yeah.
I've heard that's kind of like the thing, but now I'm hearing the next will be fake as well.
Oh.
But it will look more real. It will look more real in the way that they're rolling it out. And apparently there's plans to roll it out on January the 21st of 2025, date being the day after Donald Trump takes office.
Every time I hear them have these dates, nothing really happens on the date.
That's right. And that's why I say that's what I've heard. I'm not saying that's going to happen.
I know.
And I hate dates too, because it's always whatever, like it's for people like us that are searching for things. They just throw us things left, right.
Exactly.
And then we look stupid. We look stupid if we bite on it, but it is what it is. It's part of, that's why I say I heard, and that's something that, you can look into yourself or whatever. All of these things are layered. The ones that the few that control the many, they do know what they're doing. They've had many years of becoming experts
on human behavior.
Exactly.
But I wouldn't be surprised if eventually something is pretty real and something is pretty horrible, because people did get, the jab, so they have a shot immune system. So this thing could just push it over the edge. So
true. And they're messing around so much in these labs with all these things. Like, give me a break. Like, there could actually be some thing that, goes on where one of these labs are bombed, or I don't know, just something gets out, and they didn't even want it to happen that way. And now it's everybody's in this kind of thing. So, but it's just interesting. And again, I don't want to add to what I was just talking about, fear. I don't want to put anybody in fear. There's no reason to fear anything at any time. You are you, and your time is already, you have your time, and you don't have to fear anything. There's somebody in control that's above you that is good. And as long as you recognize that and kind of go to the light.
Yeah. And we should all be going to the light right now. Like, a lot of people are calling themselves truth seekers, but like they've plateaued. Like, keep going. there is more light out there. And I just feel like if you're a truth seeker, you should believe in God. I don't know. I know that God is real. I know there's so much real out there, but it's just that alone and believing in God gives you so much more knowledge and wisdom, gives you the strength, will help you to decipher between truth and error. And it just, like keep going. So what is the answer? A lot of people are like, well, the government are a bunch of liars. Okay, well then what's the answer? Oh, they've lied here. They did all this stuff. Okay, so what is the answer? There is an answer. There's truth out there, and we are truth seekers. And so keep on that journey. Keep searching for whatever is guiding you.
No matter how much truth you have, you'll always find more. It never ends. Like
it never ends.
The more you know, the more you realize the less you know about things.
Yes.
There's just so much to know, and keep it up and make sure to stay aware, take care, like and share.
Oh, good one.
Thanks, Nick, for being on today. We really appreciate
problem.
it. But we are out of time. Time flies when you're having fun. And appreciate you being on. And maybe we'll see you on the show again next year.
Yeah, well, I can be on tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't have to wait that long. We can have you on tomorrow. Sounds good.
Is Billy on tomorrow?
Billy's on Thursday.
Okay, good. So I'll come on tomorrow.
There you go. And then we'll have a week of just guests, guest hosts, and it's great. So
cool. Who do you have on Wednesday?
I don't have anyone on Wednesday.
All right. I can go on Wednesday too because I get Journey Wednesday afternoon.
Oh, really? You know what? It's totally up to you, Nick. I'm having fun chatting with you, and I know people appreciate you being on. So
cool.
I'd love you on any day you want to be on. You just tell me, and we're good to go.
Sounds good.
So it looks like Nick will be with us for most of the week, and then Billy, and then our last show before the Christmas holidays will be on Friday. We'll maybe try and find someone to be on that day so we can have a guest host on every show of the week. Stay tuned now for Earshot Daily on CKLU 96.7 FM. Thanks for being with us, everyone. Thanks for commenting. We'll see you same time, same place on the same platforms tomorrow, God willing. Stay safe. Have a great Monday. Thanks, Nick, again, and ciao, everyone.
Ciao.
This is Sudbury News Talk on the morning shift.